How's it going? Yeah.
When you come into a situation where you've got 2,000-yard receivers right off the bat, that's got to be comforting, to step into a situation like that, but then also choose out to make them better.
Sure, no doubt. Yeah, man, walking into a room where you have a Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, as players makes it real easy. But the thing that makes it easier is who they are as people. Those guys, more so than anything else, man, they understand that not just on the field but off the field, man, you're in a constant game to get better. And so they want to be coached, they want to be corrected, they want to be doing everything that they can do to improve their game, and that's what you kind of dream of as a coach. You know what I mean? Is talented guys that go out there and they're really striving to be better as good as they possibly can be and get better every day. So that's what makes it easy. That's what makes it easy. And so those guys know that there's still room for their game to improve. Those guys still have aspirations as crazy as that might seem, but not so much. Chris, those guys have standards for themselves and what they want to play at. And they want to make sure that there's somebody there that's holding them to a high standard and making them achieve it. And that's the other thing that I think that's make those guys special. Like I said, they want to get coached and they want to improve.
You have those two, but you also kind of have both extremes. Your depth is very
without
young,
a doubt.
Which has to be nice for you. You're used to developing and working with younger receivers. Yeah. How much do you like the youth of your group?
I like it. Those older guys really set the standard of what to expect every single day. And you have Rock, you have Trey, you have just all those guys that come in and understand, hey man, look, this is my time to get better and everything else. So and they're good kids. So the thing is, man, it's just making sure that we can do everything that I can do to go through their game and go through, from fundamentally to not just what to do but how to do it. And then just trying to make sure that we're improving in all those areas right there as well. But it's going to make for a fun offseason. And quite honestly, man, it's going to make some good competition for, whoever else is going to be out there on the field with those guys.
You got another guy, Jalen McMillan, that you guys drafted in the third round. What do you like about him, and how does he fit into that competition?
Yeah, man. Really, really excited about Jalen. Obviously with my college background, I remember when he was coming out as a high school player. He was a really highly recruited kid, and he went to college. And to be quite honest with you, if he didn't get nicked up the way he did, he probably wouldn't have failed us in the third round. We feel really, really fortunate to be able to kind of get him in. But the thing you like about Jalen is his position flexibility. He's a guy that can play all three spots. When I say all three spots, both the X, the Z, and obviously in the slot at F also. And so it gives you a really good comfort that, hey man, wherever we need to put this kid to get him on the field the fastest, you can do that. Obviously a lot's going to be up to him. He's going to have to come in here and work hard and learn it and everything else. But you feel like you're getting a human being also that's going to strive to kind of do those things every day as well. So, just when you look at him and you watch him on film and you see his ability to be able to beat man-to-man and make those contested catches and catches over the middle and give you yards after catch and everything else, you get excited. Like I said, we feel real fortunate that that he kind of, quote unquote, failed to the third round, but he did. And like I said, man, we feel like you're getting a player that probably you wouldn't have if he had stayed healthy.
Would it be unique vantage point in the fact that coached against Tyke Smith in practice every day at EGA? Just what do you see about him and what makes him such a challenge?
Yeah, man, I like Tyke a lot. He's one of those throwback guys, man. He's really, really physical. He's a guy that's kind of unique. In the college game, you face so many perimeter plays, on defense, and obviously offensively you kind of strive to kind of get those perimeter plays. And as soon as they plug Tyke out there, man, that kind of just shut all that stuff down. Because he's physical enough to kind of whoop some butt and then be able to make those plays out there on the perimeter, and then still has the ball skills to go out there and play with the skilled guys as well. So, but he's a hardworking kid. a kid that's had to fight through a lot of adversity in his life, and I think that's kind of helped shape and mold him also. So I really couldn't be I'm so ecstatic, really, that he's down here with us. And, when he came on his 30 visit, he shot me a message. He was like, hey, I'm praying I get to go now. I'm praying I get to come back and be a Buck. And so as soon as we drafted him, I hit him back. I said, hey, man, look, your prayers worked. I need to shoot a couple prayers to you so you can pray for me, you know what I mean, a little bit, you know what I mean? So, but nah, man, he's a good kid and couldn't be more happy for a guy to be a part of the fold.
When you look at this offense conceptually, you do a lot of 3-by-1 sets, right?
Yep.
There's bunch formations. Can you talk about how Liam can craft some of those
Sure.
free releases for your guys, and also how motions and shifts can help their wide receivers get open?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the name of the game is trying to see how fast you can threaten people vertically, and quite frankly, even the elite guys, the Mike Evans, the Randy Mosses of the world. I mean, if you make those guys have to go out there and negotiate a release down after down after down after down, they might win the majority of them, but you might need them on the 1 or 2 plays that they don't win on it. And so just kind of being able to kind of buy guys releases, like you said, being able to condense sets and motion and, create new number ones and new number twos, new number threes. And, I mean, that's a huge part of not just what we're doing. It looks like what everybody's doing across the league right now. And so, but that's the reason why. So like I said, man, for a fact, hey, man, or you feel pretty good about knowing that this guy's going to be able to be where he needs to be on that particular play when you need him. And like I said, and it does, something that's as simple as, changing the formation strength there, defensive guys, they got to talk. They got to talk. So the more you can make those guys communicate, whether it be little, whether it be a lot, you feel like it kind of, it doesn't hurt the offense as much. It doesn't hurt the offense as much. It doesn't affect us as much by doing that.
At times last year, Chris Godwin got frustrated in how he was being utilized.
Sure.
Try to play him outside a little bit more than in the slot.
Right.
How do you see his role this year and trying to get him the ball?
Yeah, I think, right now Chris is going to be moved back to the slot, pretty much the majority of the time. Now, that does not mean, you'll be able to utilize him in other ways. You'll be able to utilize other guys in other ways and everything else. But, just positionally, you see him, I mean, if we went out there today, he'll probably be the starting slot. And like I said, being able to kind of do a bunch of stuff right now with him and move him around and everything else. So I understand the frustration and everything else, but Chris is such a guy that, hey, man, he's one of those, hey, if the team needs me to do this, then we could do this. And I get it too, because there's a business component of kind of what he sees that he'll need to do also. So just being able to marry that stuff up, is always as a constant struggle for every coach right now in the NFL. So but like I said, I feel pretty good about where he is and what he needs to learn and kind of what he's doing right now for us offensively, man. Which is looked pretty good so far.
What makes him better in the slot? What makes him better in the slot? Chris, man, he's kind of similar, like I said, to Ty Key. He's kind of that throwback guy. He's a guy that doesn't mind getting physical. So, when you have that guy right there in the run game, it can kind of give you an extra gap in the run game. And then when you have that guy in the pass game, he's got to be good around making contested catches, making catches with people around him, and kind of have a really good feel. And Chris is really instinctive. He's a really instinctive guy. There's something to be said for, you might teach a guy, forever and drill things right now fundamentally forever. But, just to know when to apply it and what to do once you get there, that's a whole nother thing. And he's one of those few guys that's easy to blend those two. And so he has a really good feel right now for the slot and the spatial awareness and things like that, and knowing where he needs to be. And he's such a sharp guy and takes it so serious, man, that you need to, if you need to change anything right now that you might have been repping, 10 times one way, he understands why you need to do that, and it's easy for him to be able to figure some of those things out.
Going back to the slot, it's safe to assume that J-Mac's going to be playing mostly Z when he gets in here?
Sure. Well, it's start. that'll be a starting point, yeah. That'll be a starting point. But again, there's a lot of us going to, see how it all fits in and, to seeing how, because you're getting an additional puzzle piece, So you're just trying to make sure that he fits in the right way to the puzzle. And but that'll be a starting point, yes, to answer that question.
You've been part of a championship program in college. What made this position so attractive for you?
To be honest with you, it was something that I was kind of presented with years back, and it kind of grew over time. And so just kind of in considering that when you're doing all that stuff, you want to make sure it's at the right spot. And when I say the right spot, you mean the right people. And, you know, Coach Bowles, and just the respect I have for him, guys in the business that have worked here at the organization before, said nothing but great things just from the whole organization, from the ownership down. And that's kind of what you look at, you know, because it's a little more volatile in this league than it is over there at college, especially where I was. And so, I mean, you want to make sure, man, one, that it's the right people and it's the right people around you. And so I felt like, man, you know, this was just kind of a home run opportunity and too good to pass up.
Anything else?
Well, Raheem Jarrett, what have you seen out of his growth? Obviously watching from last season and him just being in the building. Yeah,
man, Rock, you know, just really proud of just his approach every single day. You know, he's one of those, quite frankly, one of the first guys in the meeting, want to get extra work and everything else, and he knows and understands kind of where he is and where he needs to grow at. But the biggest thing is that's been really gratifying to see is just his maturity to understanding that this is work and he's not on scholarship anymore, you know. And so and I think he really does a good job of understanding that right now. And I mean, it's a lot of it is about what you put in it, and he's putting a lot in it right now.
What about Devin Thompson? What do you see that down?
Yeah, DT, man, he's a guy that, you know, it's that classic coach saying you'd rather say woe than sick 'em, right? You know what I mean? But he's a guy that you constantly have to say, hey, man, slow down a little bit. You know, hey, man, you don't have to go at breakneck pace this whole time, and he can run all day, you know. So he's a fun guy to work with, really sharp kid, and really excited about the different skill sets that he brings to the room also.
Some of your Georgia guys in this year's draft, how much did you kind of push to try to get one of them here?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. You know, it's only you know, you can only do so much, you know. And so the thing is, those guys they're good players, and you know, other teams in this league wanted them as well, you know. And so which is good for those guys. So I'm proud to see where they went and know that they'll do well.
It speaks to the work that you do with them.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.